Okay, so biggest thing going on in our world right now is AFCON. For those who
Yeah.
don't follow, that's the African Cup of Nations continental tournament in football. And the second round games are going on right now. Nigeria played yesterday, so we want to start with Nigeria. The good, the
Yeah.
bad, the ugly, and the ridiculous. All right, so I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah. So the tournament has been a surprise actually. Um, the I mean, we've had probably north of probably 14, 15, 16 games so far, I think. And we've only had two games with goalless draws. It's been back and forth, it's been attack defense, it's been
Yeah,
teams that don't respect anybody. They don't come with a game plan to curb your attack. Their game plan is to attack,
it's the score. Yeah,
is to score. And that has always been the fun of African football. Several giant killers. We're just joking before we started off that there were three Guineas. Luckily, two of them are out now. But these are countries that don't really have star players, and they're giving headache to countries that have big players in Europe. Ghana is out. Cape Verde. I'm sure their best players probably playing in the Cape Verdean local league. They beat Ghana in the first game.
yeah.
So the competition has been fun. It's been unpredictable. If you don't bring your A game, you will find out easily, right? And those that haven't brought their A game, they are back at home right now. So it's been a fun tournament. Some star players, have come up. Some interesting stories abound. One of the teams, Equatorial Guinea, their captain is 34, 35 years old. Is the current highest goal scorer of the tournament. He actually plays right back in the second division team in Spain. When it comes to Africa, he's playing up front as a striker and is doing the job. Unfortunately, they lost today, so they're also out of the tournament.
And now there's talk of biggish European teams trying to sign him, which will be
Absolutely,
interesting.
which will be
Uh,
interesting.
so my first comment is what the hell is a Guinea, and why are three African countries called Guinea, and why haven't they changed their name? Uh, I feel like if you're named after the equator and you get independence, you should change that damn name. So Equatorial Guinea, what the hell does that mean? Regular Guinea, and then Guinea-Bissau. Why do we have three African countries with the same name? But that's a topic for another day.
But there are quite a number of African countries that actually have that. So Ivory Coast is, that's
Yeah,
the name we were given. That's not the original name. Ghana was always called
Ghana
Gold.
changed theirs.
Ghana changed theirs, right?
Yeah,
The origin of Nigeria is still up in the air. A lot of people say it's Niger area that got merged into Nigeria and stuff like that, but there's
Burkina
really
Faso changed their name from
they
Upper
changed their
Volta.
name. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
So frankly, you're right. Some of those names should have changed by now, but
yeah,
that's why we have three Guineas. Yeah,
yeah. So
three Guineas.
that was always interesting to me. Um, Super Eagles, my opinion, we looked pretty terrible in the first game against Equatorial Guinea, country of 1.6 million people with a fake name, and Nigeria looked terrible. For me, that was unacceptable. What did you think?
Terrible, terrible is an understatement.
Mm,
It was pathetic. Yeah. We Before the game we played yesterday, that was the only game where our defense conceded. I mean, we also didn't concede yesterday, but that first game, it was like it was a shock for the Nigerian team.
yeah,
They didn't expect those guys to come with that level of, that guts, that attacking mentality. They thought those guys would look at them and be like, "Oh, you guys are the big super egos," give you
yeah,
that respect that you think. But we soon found out that we were in a battle, a major one. If we did not equalize immediately after they scored, the game could have easily ended 1-0, or if
yeah,
not even 2-0.
yeah,
So the Nigerian team, and subsequently you will see that we struggle from an attacking standpoint. I think it's just the last game that we kind of gelled a bit. But also I think Cameroon, which was the country we played in the
terrible.
second round of 16. I think Cameroon is complete. We can't use curse words here, can we?
No, let's not.
Cameroon, they're terrible.
They were not good. This was so. I think you and I talked about this before when we found out we were gonna face Cameroon. Right?
Yeah.
I look at the history of it. Cameroon has been in the finals. I don't know how many times. 7 times, I think. I don't know. They've won 5. 3 of those 5 times they beat Nigeria. 84, 88, 2000. 84 was a complete beatdown, 3-1. 88 was tight, 1-0, I think. And then 2000 was a draw, and then they beat us in penalty. 2002. Yeah, 2002.
Yeah, in 2002.
It might have been different. It might have been different.
That was the one that Keba's penalty went off the crossbar and
went inside
the line. It crossed the line. It should have been a goal, and the linesman said
ruled
no.
it out.
They ruled it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've beaten Cameroon since then, including 2019. But I wasn't confident. But then they showed up and they were truly, truly, truly awful. The Cameroonian team had, I think, no shots on goal. No shots on goal. Yeah, no shots on goal in 90 plus minutes. That's really hard to do in the knockout stage. That's really hard to do. They looked scared. The Nigeria had a goal disallowed that should have made it 1-0.
Yeah.
And it looked like Cameroon was about to give up right after that goal. And even when it was disallowed, you could tell Nigeria was going to score again. Only one team was really going to score.
Yeah.
But I think our goalkeeper is terrible. The one that went off. And the guy that replaced him was even worse. So that I'm not confident about. What say you?
So the goalkeeper has not given me any reason in this tournament to say is it that bad or good. He's not been tested.
It's not been tested,
frankly, right? Because the defense has been solid, and the formation that the coach. We'll talk about the coach briefly. The formation that the coach has been playing is. I mean, it surprised me. I mentioned this to you before. I said all through qualification was playing 4-4-2.
Yeah.
First game of the tournament, he switched to 4-3-3. Second game, 3-4, 3-4-2-1, or 3-4.
Yeah, or 3-5-2, whatever.
Yeah. So he changed his formation, right? But the defense has been very solid. They've shielded the goalkeeper, so you can't really know whether the keeper is solid or not. Okay? However, what is obvious, completely obvious, is that our midfield is non-existent.
This is true.
It's like from defense, flip the ball over the defense. Even see the 2 goals we scored yesterday, right? It's Osimhen hustling, getting the ball off the Cameroonian defender, laying it up for
great pass, by the way. Great pass. Yeah, that was awesome.
Laying off for Lukman almost cuffed it, but we're lucky it crept into the net. Thank God for that. Then the second goal was also an assist by a defender.
By the defender, yeah.
So our midfield is just there to hustle and mark. They are not doing anything creative. Iwobi, in my opinion, has been. Let's
talk about Iwobi. So on social media, I've seen, I think it's the most divisive of the 13, 14 core players for the Super Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I saw some people say, oh, he had a great game because it was everywhere. It covered every blade of grass, right? And I heard others say it was terrible because he couldn't sort his feet out when he had the goal at his mercy. So what is the real problem with Iwobi? I'll start because I think the problem is Iwobi is a central midfielder. I think you pointed that out. He's a ball carrier. He's a ball carrying midfielder that is being told to be the brains of the operation. He's a brawn of the operation kind of guy, right? Not the brain of the operation kind of guy. Amokachi was on our broadcast here. I don't know which one you watched.
Yeah, but he was on here too.
And every game Amokachi has done of the Super Eagles is always talking about we need a Wilson Oruma, we need a JJ Okocha, and I'm like, man, we're 20 years past those guys? Why are we still looking for a JJ Okocha or Wilson Oruma? Haven't we moved past that stage? What do you think?
So in the first game of the tournament, he played. I said they played 4-3-3. He was like the central attacking midfielder in that first game. Well, the games that followed, the second and third game, he played central midfield. And it was obvious that what the coach had in mind was our attack was largely going to be initiated by the wingers. Yeah.
That's why you push them up. You push the right and the left backs up. Yeah.
Absolutely. So he's saying let's have overloads on the wings, left wing, right wing. Let's see how we can then get crosses out to Osimhen. That's the strategy. And I think I don't like the coach, but I'll give him some credit for that, because it was obvious that Iwobi lacked the creative juice in this African setting. If you were to be playing in Europe, where people are not as, I don't want to say hardworking, but for lack of a better word, hardworking, and they don't hustle as much, because you're controlling the ball, 5 people are on you. So he's really, really, really struggled. So if it had been a different tournament, maybe a World Cup where we're playing European countries, where they'll be like, you play your game, let me play my game, let's see who can beat each other, right? Maybe Iwobi might have, it might have some wiggle room to show his creative tendencies. But right now, it's not happening for him at all.
So two things for me, right? So on Iwobi. So one, I was thinking about the Liverpool, the typical Liverpool team on the club, because this is pretty much their strategy. It was, until this season, we don't have any creative midfielders, so we're just gonna run everything through the wings.
This season, So they brought Soboslai and McAllister, who were attacking midfielders in their former clubs. They got to Liverpool. What are they?
They're just sitting. They're just sitting. So Liverpool runs, the left and the right back straight to 2 dynamic wingers, and that's where all the goals come from. And so just 3 hardworking midfielders, shield the defense, run. Not a lot of balls going through the middle. So there's one way to do it. Liverpool won 4 trophies doing it. But then back to Iwobi, don't we have anyone on the bench who could play that? So I'm thinking of Aribo. Aribo is a little more creative. He's not as strong, maybe not even as good as Iwobi, but is more of a creative player than Iwobi is. So why not him?
So you will say Iwobi is slow, won't you?
No, he can move.
In terms of pace, I'm just telling you.
I mean, it's not the quickest. Yeah, it's not the quickest.
Aribo is worse.
I see.
So if you're playing in Africa, you have to have a bit of pace. I'm sorry. Unless your talent level is at the Kanu Wako level, where you make up for that lack of speed with incredible ball control, incredible vision, right? Iwobi is not on Kanu's level. No, he still needs, he wants to carry the ball, but you're carrying the ball with strong, fast midfielders. You're not going to breeze past them. They'll stop you, which is exactly what's going on with Iwobi. Now, get back to the team in general. The way the team is structured, our wingers should be the stars of this team. And you saw yesterday, Lookman had a very, very good game.
He did. He did his thing. 2 goals.
2 goals.
Well, 1.5 goals. But it is that first one almost was not a goal.
The keeper could have saved that actually, but we'll give him 2 goals. So Moses Simon, on the other hand, was a major disappointment. And I just couldn't understand why he got the nod ahead of Samuel Chukwueze.
So I feel the same way. So in mitigation, I don't love this coach. We'll have a whole episode on European coaches in Africa and why we're still doing that in 2024, and why not the best European coaches. We're bringing in European coaches that you and I, who watch a lot of sports, I've never heard of. That's great. That's crazy to me, right?
We knew the Ghana coach though, right? and
Yeah,
see
we
what.
knew the Ghana coach, and and but it is what it is. But
Yeah.
but when I'm thinking of Chukwueze, for example, I think in mitigation, I think this man is saying I'm taking speed over creativity, which is a little crazy for me. Now, both of them are quick, both of them are rapid, but um, Simon is like a different level of speed, right? And he has some creativity. Chukwueze, a lot of creativity, not as fast or quick as the other guy. So I don't know, but I think on merit it should be Lookman and Chukwueze. You
I
get
I
the
think I think so
yeah
too. I think so too. And it's balanced, right?
yeah
So if you have wing backs, the wing backs will overlap. So it's best that your wingers invert. If
yeah.
you get what I mean.
Chukwueze does it naturally. It just
Exactly,
inverts
because it's
naturally.
a
Yeah,
left-legged guy playing on the right.
playing on the right. Yeah,
Same thing with Lookman, the right-legged guy playing on the left. So
yeah.
naturally, if you're on the pitch and I have a defender with me, if that left back is overlapping, right, the defender is already confused. He
Yeah.
doesn't know whether he should go with the left back or the right back or stay with me,
Yeah.
right? And that gives you multiple variations to that attack. But when you have Simon is busy crippling Olaino's efforts on overlap because he doesn't invert. He still goes byline. He wants to go byline, which leaves
Beat
Ola.
everybody.
Ola
Yeah.
doesn't have any space to overlap, right? And talking of Olaino, for that
Yeah.
guy
Oh my
has
gosh.
been Nigeria's player of the tournament, right? I think he's not gonna last long at Fulham. No, sorry, he's in Nottingham Forest. Sorry, is that Forest?
Is that first? Yeah.
First. I don't think he's going to last long at first. I think it because he can play right back, left back. Is not as two-footed as Santi Cazorla, but he is two-footed. He's quite ambidextrous. I love him. He's had a fantastic tournament. And I don't think he's going to stay that long in Forest. A bigger club is going to come for him.
So this is not going to be a very interesting podcast if we keep agreeing with each other and everything. But I agree 1000%. For me, it's been Nigeria's player of the tournament. It's not even close. It's been the player of the tournament. I feel like he can overlap. He can hang back. He can play fullback. He can play wing back. He can, it's like a modern wing back. I've been very impressed with him, and he's strong. He's quick. He can cross. He can cut in. I'm with you. Totally agree. All right, so let's wrap up our AFCON review.
But before you do, so let's put some names on. Who do you think is going to win it all?
When is Senegal playing?
So far,
when is Senegal playing?
Senegal plays Cote d'Ivoire tomorrow, I think.
Okay, if Senegal beats Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal will win it all. Right. I when I look at the bracket, let me look at the bracket. So one thing for our audience, we don't have a research analyst or anything, so we'll be doing our research. So so I'm looking down right now because I got to figure out who is playing whom. I think I said Cote d'Ivoire because when we saw their first game against Guinea-Bissau, we thought Guinea-Bissau would be a little better than Guinea-Bissau actually were. But that midfield, that Ivorian midfield, I think on paper are really, really, really good. I didn't see their 4-0 capitulation to Equatorial Guinea, so I don't know what happened there. I didn't watch that game, but
I did.
So I don't know what happened. I never thought their attack was great, but that midfield I thought was solid. If that midfield plays well, they could stifle Senegal, even though to me Senegal is the best team. I think Morocco is really good as well, but I don't know where they are on the bracket, so I'll turn it over to you while I try to find them.
So on the right side of the bracket is Mali, Burkina Faso, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, DR Congo, which is ongoing right now. And then extra time, it's 1-1 for now. Then you have Equatorial Guinea and Guinea, who played earlier on today. Guinea won. So
Guinea is not going to do anything. I'm not worried about
not going to do anything. So on that side of the bracket, I agree with you. Senegal, if they beat Cote d'Ivoire, and I know the home
They'll
advantage,
they'll beat Mali. They'll beat Burkina Faso. I'm not.
they
Yeah.
should beat Mali and they should beat Burkina Faso. And this
They,
Egyptian team is not good enough to cause any.
without Salah, I don't think Egypt would do anything. So
Even with Salah, Akin,
oof.
they've not been good. They've not been good.
But when I think of Senegal's defenders, so Senegal is another team. Like I just feel like for this tournament, they have the depth that other people don't have. Mane, it's like Mane has found the fountain of youth.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw his goal against Cameroon. I mean, that's you're not supposed to score this kind of goals. Like it's just unbelievable. Like it's like it passed it into the net, and Paul Onana was just that was unbelievable. Yeah. He knows when to run. He knows when to chill. You know, he knows when to be combative. He knows when to lead. What's the name of their big center back that was at Chelsea? Koulibaly. Nah.
Yeah.
You were never a fan?
You know? I love them at Napoli, right?
Just not at Chelsea.
I don't know what happened at Chelsea. I think he had a terrible time at Chelsea. But at Napoli, he was a beast.
Yeah.
He was a beast.
And in Africa, he's a beast.
They have the most complete team.
Yeah, yeah.
If Ganagay of Everton doesn't get to start in midfield, that tells you. Papa Sarr at Spurs is there. I mean, they're good.
Yeah, yeah. And then I saw, who does Nicholas Jackson play for? That's Senegal? Oh my goodness.
He was on the bench. He's not starting.
I know. I saw him come in. I saw him come in their last game. I mean, he plays for Chelsea, so people are gonna think he can't play. But the kid has something.
Yeah, he does.
And for this level, for AFCON level, it would start for most teams, in my opinion.
Yep. He will.
You know, it got like injury time minutes. Their last game, he didn't even get like real minutes. Yeah. You know, that's how loaded that team is. All right, so I'm looking at the left bracket. Okay, Angola, Nigeria. We'll talk about that in a bit. Cape Verde and Mauritania, they haven't played, right?
No, they haven't played.
And then Morocco, South Africa. I think Morocco will beat South Africa. I saw like one half of Mauritania. I think Cape Verde should beat Mauritania, but I think Morocco will come out of that bracket.
I'm not sure if Morocco will come out of that bracket.
Really? You think South Africa can beat Morocco?
The most unpredictable team in this whole tournament. On their good day, they can beat anybody.
Interesting.
You know why? It's simple because the bulk of their team plays in South Africa.
That's true, and that's a decent league still.
So I don't have the stats, but I'll be shocked if they don't have the higher XG, one of the highest XGs, expected goals in this tournament. They create chances. It's putting it in the back of the net. That is the problem with South Africa. You know, they play. They are skillful. They know how to play with each other. I love watching South Africa play. Right, and Morocco has not had a good tournament. They've not. Right, they were not the top of their group, were they? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
South Africa. I think South Africa won their own group. Not sure.
Yeah, so I can quickly check that out. Okay, Morocco was actually the top of their group, but
they were top of the group.
Yeah, but they had a game where they had a draw, and I watched it. That was the only game I watched for them. I wasn't too impressed with Morocco. But on paper, you will expect Morocco to win.
To beat South Africa, yeah.
Yeah, you would expect Morocco to come out of that bracket. So if we go by what seems most likely, it will seem as if this is I'm distracted by the NFL going on.
I know that's what you're doing. We'll talk about that as well. We'll go on.
Anyway, so it will seem as if it's Senegal from that right bracket. Yes. And it's most likely going to be Nigeria or Morocco from the left bracket. Yeah.
All right. So was that really a fumble in the end zone?
That's what they're ruling it as.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, it's out. It's out. It's out.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Guys, that's also actually watching.
Yeah, I know.
AFC championship between Ravens
Okay, so
and the Chiefs. Anyway,
oh, the ball was out. So the ball was out, and then it was recovered. It
by
wasn't down. It was
it was
recovered in the
covered
end
by
zone. Yeah, fumble, recovery. Interesting. All right.
So it's so what's going on right now?
He fumbled it.
It's a
The ball
turnover.
was live.
It's turnover.
Yeah, it's a turnover. He fumbled it. The ball was live, and then it was recovered. Yeah.
That's it. Chiefs are winning this game.
Yeah, they are.
I think Chiefs are winning this game. Anyway, so back to AFCON.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be Nigeria Senegal for the final. The Nigerian in me will probably say, yeah, we would love Nigeria to win, but man, that Senegalese team is something else.
All right. So point counterpoint. We saw Angola, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think they were very good. Not necessarily in that game, just in general. I don't think that's a great team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were playing Namibia, who are definitely not a great team, right? So is Angola a great team, or did they just have good finishers, or did they just have, or did they just have good finishers on the day?
So Namibia were a terrible team.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean,
not good. Not good.
You can't have a red card, right? You can't have a man advantage, and these guys just counterattack and they played you, and it's in the net. So I'm not going to judge Angola based on that. Now, the two guys that you're talking about, one of them plays in the Egyptian league, and the other plays in the Qatar. He plays in the league in Qatar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine players, no doubt, right? But are they world beaters? Nah. If Nigeria's defense plays to their, plays the way they've been playing, I don't see Angola breaching that defense. The question will then be, can Nigeria put the ball in the back of the net? Yeah? Because our offensive play and our lack of midfield cohesion, like we said, I mean, it's one of the reasons why we haven't scored as many goals as we should have scored. Osimhen only has one goal.
And it was almost fumbled into the net.
It wasn't almost. He was fumbled into the net. He was fumbled. He probably scored the goal with his nose or something. I don't think he really headed that ball. It was like his nose touched it, or maybe his mask scored the goal for him. So yeah, my expectation is Angola will probably make a lot of noise, but I've been surprised with the Nigerian defense. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right, they've been solid. I thought AFCON was going to be suspect, but AFCON having center backs has given him that leeway to be like a sweeper kind of, right? And he's done the job, very well.
I think it's been a good leader, right? Sometimes you just have these innate leadership qualities, right? He's been a good leader, stepping up to take that penalty. Obviously, I don't think you or I would have ever picked him to take the PK, but he stepped up.
He's got the PK World Cup qualifiers, Ghana, Nigeria, and Abuja. Same thing. He's got the PK. So I'm sure he must have. I'm sure in training they must have given him the PK responsibility.
Yeah. But that was big because without that goal, I don't know.
Yeah,
and it's been okay. He had that block yesterday. I don't know if you remember. He had that block. It was timed right. It was perfect. Is one of the reasons Cameroon didn't have a shot on goal, because that may have been a shot on goal if he hadn't blocked it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So you think Nigeria can beat Angola?
So for some of our friends, I know, I'm sure you know the people I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
about. So there's a massive caveat there. Our defense needs to play to their capabilities. If they don't, man, Angola can run riots on us. They can, frankly.
All right. So you're thinking Nigeria, Senegal for the final?
Yep.
Okay.
I think Senegal will take it. I don't see us beating the Senegalese team.
I don't think we can beat Mane. That's really what it comes down to for me. I think the best player by a mile when if those two countries meet will be Mane. And I don't think Osimhen is anywhere near the class of Mane or near the not just the class, the what do you call it? Form. Yeah, and form of Mane right now. The football brain, the football sense, the confidence, the experience. I just don't see it. We don't have anyone like Mane on that team. Our most experienced players don't have the physical tools to match the experience right now, unfortunately.
Yeah. And unfortunately, our team, talent-wise, we're not.
No, it's not.
This is arguably one of the worst Nigerian teams in terms of talent. Yeah, let's be frank.
There might be more talent on the bench than there is on the.
Exactly.
The bench talent is old or injured, and that's the problem. Or both.
And another topic for discussion another day will be why the local league is not feeding, the Super Eagles with enough, enough talent.
High level talent. Yeah.
High level talent. And see, I follow the local leagues.
I don't.
He doesn't. But we're both invested in football, local football. Because we kind of we're part owners of a local team in Nigeria here, but we play in the lower divisions. So I know what's going on in Nigerian football. But that's another topic for another day. We'll really dive into that and discuss it in detail. Yeah.
All right. So AFCON, Nigeria, Senegal. We both think Senegal is going to take it, and then we'll be back next week. And Nigeria and Senegal will probably be out by. that's how these things tend to go. All right.
So let's hang that. Let's hang that there. Let's
move on.
Let's do it.